Using polish, I'm going to do a variation on Crackle. Crackle comes in various colors. I'm going to be using black today. But instead of doing one color of contrast underneath, I'm going to do two. So it has a little bit more visual interest. Depending on what color Crackle you use, it really matters what color you use underneath. Obviously, you don't want to use a dark blue and then put black on top of it. It's not going to have contrast and you won't be able to see the crackle. So I'm using a teal and a purple, and the crackle is actually black. So I'm going to apply 2 coats. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm going to apply it half and half. You could do it vertically, you can do it horizontally. Whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong. And we're going to apply 2 coats, letting it dry in between coats. Second coat. It is very important that you let your base color dry before you put the crackle on. If it's too wet, the crackle will not react. Second coat, I'm going to be a little bit more precise. Of course, this line is not going to show once I put my crackle on top of it. So I have my half and half, which is pretty by itself. Our base colors have dried, not completely, but enough that they're not going to wrinkle when we put our crackle on top. And this particular one I'm using, it works better if I do a thin coat. So you just have to play around with the brand that you're using to see which works better. Some of them have a thicker consistency, some of them are thinner. So you just play around with it. I'm going to start in the center. And you don't have to have full coverage because it's going to start separating as it dries and give you that crackle effect. Now I went straight down the nail, and that's going to give the crack effect and vertical lines down the nail. If I was to apply across, we'd get horizontal lines of cracking. If you put it on the diagonal, you'd have diagonal lines of cracking. So crackle can be used in so many different ways to get so many different designs. I have a little bit of polish on her skin. I'm going to take an orange wood stick with a little bit of acetone on it and clean her up. We're going to let that dry for a second, and then we're going to apply top coat.